The happy lesser goldfinch's chirp. In a bright, sunny meadow filled with colorful flowers and tall green grass lived Sunny, a happy little lesser goldfinch. Every morning, Sunny would sing the sweetest chirps that made all the flowers dance and the butterflies flutter around joyfully. His chirp was so cheerful and bright, it was like a tiny sunshine song that made everyone smile. Sunny loved sharing his happy chirp with all his meadow friends, and they loved to hear it. One morning, Sunny woke up and tried to chirp, but no sound came out. He felt puzzled and a little worried. Where did his chirp go? Determined to find it, Sunny flapped his tiny wings and decided to go on an adventure across the meadow. He hoped to find his chirp hiding somewhere, ready to come back and fill the air with joy again. Sunny first met Bella, a shy blue butterfly resting on a bright daisy. "Have you seen my chirp?" Sunny asked. Bella smiled softly and said, "Maybe it's playing hide and seek. Let's look together." So, Sunny and Bella fluttered past daisies and dandelions, searching for the missing chirp with wide eyes and hopeful hearts. Next, they met Leela, a tiny ladybug crawling on a green leaf. "I haven't seen your chirp, Sunny," Leela said kindly, "but maybe your chirp is waiting for you to share it again." Sunny wondered what Leela meant and felt a tiny spark of hope inside. Could his chirp be waiting for him to be brave and happy once more? Finally, Sunny and his friends reached the old wise tree with a big smile on its bark. "Sometimes," said the tree in a deep, gentle voice, "your chirp is not lost. It's inside your heart, waiting for you to feel happy and share it again." Sunny closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and remembered all the fun he had with his friends. Suddenly, a tiny chirp popped out, then another, growing louder and merrier. Sunny's chirp filled the meadow once again, happier and brighter than ever. All the flowers swayed, butterflies danced, and even the old tree seemed to hum along. Sunny learned that happiness grows when shared with friends, and that sometimes all it takes is a little courage to find your own song again. And from that day on, Sunny's chirp was a melody of friendship and joy that echoed through the meadow every morning. The little Dickcissel's call. In a sunny meadow full of flowers and tall green grass lived a little Dickcissel named Dilly. He was very small with bright yellow feathers and a tiny black mask around his eyes. Every morning, Dilly would try to sing his special call, but sometimes it sounded a little different from the other birds. Still, Dilly sang with all his heart, hoping someone would hear his cheerful song. One day, as Dilly sang his call, a curious rabbit stopped to listen. The rabbit twitched its nose and smiled. "What a funny little song," said the rabbit. Dilly felt shy but happy someone liked his call. Then, a busy bumblebee buzzed by and danced around Dilly, saying, "Your song makes me want to dance." More animals began to gather, all drawn by Dilly's unique tune. As Dilly's song floated over the meadow, butterflies fluttered in colorful wings, and a wise old turtle slowly came out from his shell to enjoy the music. Dilly felt proud and excited. "My call is special," he thought. "It can bring friends together and make everyone smile." The meadow was filled with happy sounds and laughter, all because of the little Dickcissel's bright, cheerful call. The Scrapbook of Stories. One sunny morning in the heart of the Whispering Woods, Luna the little fox found a sparkling book lying beneath a tall, twinkling tree. The book was no ordinary book. It was a magical scrapbook filled with stories that could come to life. As Luna opened the first page, colorful pictures popped up and danced around her, inviting her to step inside and explore new worlds filled with fun and surprises. The first story was about a rainbow dragon who loved to paint the sky with bright colors. Luna imagined flying alongside the dragon, soaring through fluffy clouds and splashing colors everywhere. Together, they created rainbows that stretched across the sky, making the whole forest sparkle with joy. Luna giggled as she felt the warm colors tickle her fur and the breeze whisper happy songs. Turning the page, Luna met a tiny teddy bear who loved to dance. The teddy bear twirled and spun, inviting Luna to join the fun. They danced together under a canopy of sparkling stars, their laughter filling the night air like a happy melody. Luna's paws tapped and twirled, feeling light as a feather, and she knew that dancing was a wonderful way to share happiness. On the next page, a giggling flower fairy fluttered out, sprinkling sparkles that made flowers bloom all around Luna. The fairy whispered secrets about kindness and how every small act could help others grow happy and strong. Luna listened closely, feeling the magic sparkle inside her heart. She promised to always be kind, just like the fairy taught her. Finally, Luna turned to the last page and met a brave little knight who wore shiny armor and carried a tiny wooden sword. The knight invited Luna on an adventure to find a lost star, and together they crossed sparkling streams, climbed gentle hills, and laughed at silly jokes. Luna felt brave and strong, knowing that with friends by her side, she could do anything. When Luna closed the scrapbook, she felt happy and full of new stories in her heart. She knew that whenever she wanted, she could open the magical scrapbook again and dive into another wonderful adventure. With a big smile, Luna curled up under her twinkling tree, dreaming of all the stories still waiting to come alive. The Adventures of Benny's Bike. One sunny morning, Benny hopped on his shiny red bike, feeling the wind tickle his cheeks. But this wasn't just any bike. It was a magical bike that could take Benny anywhere he dreamed. With a cheerful ring of the bell, the bike zoomed up and over a hill, landing in a sparkling forest where the trees whispered secrets and the flowers giggled in the breeze. As Benny pedaled deeper into the forest, a friendly squirrel popped out from behind a tree. "Hello, Benny," it chattered. "Want to join me on a treasure hunt?" Benny laughed and nodded, and off they went, the bike's wheels spinning faster as they followed a trail of shiny pebbles that twinkled like stars. Suddenly, the magical bike soared over a bubbling brook and landed in a meadow where colorful butterflies danced. Benny waved hello to a wise old owl perched on a tall tree. "Keep your eyes open," the owl hooted kindly. "Adventures are everywhere." Benny grinned, feeling brave and ready for whatever fun came next. As the sun began to set, Benny's magical bike glowed softly, guiding him back home. The forest waved goodbye with twinkling lights as Benny smiled, knowing that every new day would bring a brand new adventure. With a joyful heart, Benny promised to always believe in magic and the power of imagination. Emma and Olivia's big hug. On a sunny morning, Emma and Olivia met at the park, ready for a day of fun. Emma had a big smile and twirled in her yellow dress, while Olivia bounced a little red ball with excitement. They loved playing together, but today, Emma had a special idea. "Let's try something magical," she said, opening her arms wide. Olivia giggled and took a step closer. "A big hug, that's magic for your heart," Emma cheered. So they wrapped their arms around each other, feeling warm and happy inside, like sunshine filling their hearts. As they hugged, something wonderful happened. The flowers nearby seemed to bloom brighter, and a tiny butterfly fluttered close to them, as if joining in their happiness. Emma and Olivia laughed, feeling the hug's magic sparkle all around. "Hugs make everything better," Olivia said, spinning around with joy. They decided to share their big hug magic with everyone at the park. They ran to their friends, inviting them all to join in the warm, happy feeling that only a big hug can bring. Soon, all the children were hugging each other, sharing giggles and smiles. Even the puppy wagged its tail excitedly, joining the fun by giving little puppy hugs with its paws. Emma and Olivia felt proud because their big hug had made the park a place full of happiness and warmth. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with pink and orange, they gave one last big hug, promising to always share their special magic. And from that day on, whenever anyone felt sad or lonely, Emma and Olivia's big hug was there to brighten the world. The Kite of Adventure. One breezy morning, Mia found a kite glowing softly in her backyard. It wasn't just any kite, it shimmered with colors that danced like rainbows. When Mia grabbed the string, the kite lifted her gently off the ground. Up, up, up they soared above the trees and houses, into the bright blue sky where fluffy clouds waved hello. Mia giggled with delight as the kite carried her higher, ready for a magical adventure. As they flew, the kite dipped and twirled, leading Mia to meet a group of soft, smiling cloud creatures. They floated around her like fluffy friends, each with twinkling eyes and tiny wings. The clouds sang a gentle song that made the sky sparkle even more. Mia laughed and clapped her hands, feeling like she was in a dream where everything was soft, light, and full of joy. Suddenly, the kite swooshed toward a rainbow trail stretching across the sky. Mia held tight as they followed the colorful path, where playful birds with rainbow feathers danced around her. The birds chirped happy songs, and Mia waved back. Together, they zipped and zoomed, feeling the tickle of the wind and the warm sunshine on their faces. The kite promised more surprises just beyond the clouds. As the adventure wound down, the kite gently brought Mia back to her backyard. She landed softly on the grass, the magical kite resting beside her with a happy glow. Mia smiled, knowing she had traveled far without leaving home. She couldn't wait for her next adventure with her new kite friend, ready to explore the skies again whenever she wished. 10 little fingers, big count. Mia sat on the soft carpet, looking at her 10 little fingers. 1, 2, 3, she counted, wiggling each finger with a giggle. Her fingers danced like tiny stars twinkling in the sky. Each finger was special, helping her touch, grab, and explore the world around her. Mia smiled big and said, "Let's count all my fingers today." First, Mia touched her thumb, feeling proud. "One strong thumb for holding my teddy," she said. Then came her pointer finger, pointing at a bright red ball. "2 pointy fingers to find fun," she laughed. Each finger had a job and a special story, making Mia's hands busy and happy all day long. Mia wiggled her middle finger, saying, "3 wiggle fingers dance with me." She giggled as they all moved up and down. Her ring finger and baby finger joined in, making a little finger dance party. Counting and moving, Mia's fingers made music only she could hear, filling the room with joy and laughter. Next, Mia touched her palm and said, 5 fingers on this hand and 5 on the other." She clapped her hands gently, feeling a happy rhythm. The fingers loved to work together, helping Mia build towers with blocks and paint colorful pictures. Counting her fingers made everything feel fun and magical. Mia's fingers helped her count to 10, waving hello and goodbye to her teddy bear and toys. 10 little fingers, big and small, helping me learn and grow tall," she sang. With a happy sigh, Mia knew her fingers were more than just 10 little parts. They were her helpers, her friends, and her magic all in one. The Little Ladybug's Garden. In a sunny garden filled with flowers and buzzing bees lived a little ladybug named Leela. She was tiny and red with shiny black spots that glistened in the sunlight. Every day, Leela loved to explore the garden, hopping from leaf to leaf, looking for new friends and adventures. One morning, she had a big idea. "I want to make our garden even more beautiful and fun," she said with a happy smile. So she fluttered her tiny wings and set off to find special seeds and friends to help her. As Leela wandered under the tall sunflowers, she met Benny the bumblebee, who was humming a happy tune. "Would you like to help me plant seeds to make the garden bloom with new flowers?" Leela asked. Benny buzzed with joy and nodded. Together, they found tiny seeds sparkling in the soil. Leela carefully planted each seed, while Benny watered them with drops of dew. They worked happily, dreaming of the beautiful flowers that would soon grow tall and bright. While planting, Leela heard a soft flutter and saw Bella the blue butterfly dancing in the breeze. Bella loved colors and wanted to help too. She flapped her delicate wings and sprinkled magical fairy dust on the seeds. Suddenly, the garden sparkled with colors, and little sprouts peeked out from the earth. Leela clapped her tiny legs in delight. "Look, our magic is helping the garden grow," she said. The garden was turning into a bright, happy place where all the bugs could play and share. Soon, more friends joined the fun. Carlos the caterpillar crawled in, curious about the new flowers, and Sammy the snail slid slowly to see the magic too. Together, they planned a garden party with music, dancing, and lots of laughter. Leela felt so happy watching her small garden friends come together. "Our little garden is full of joy because we all helped and cared," she said softly. Under the warm sun, the garden buzzed with friendship and fun, a perfect place for every tiny bug to smile. The friendly meadowlark's melody. In a sunny meadow full of bright flowers and soft green grass lived a little meadowlark named Melody. She had the sweetest voice that sounded like sunshine and happiness. Every morning, Melody would perch on a tall twig and sing a cheerful song that made all the animals smile. The bunnies would wiggle their noses, the butterflies would flutter their wings, and even the sleepy squirrels would stop to listen. Melody loved sharing her melody because it made the meadow feel like a happy place for everyone. One day, a gentle breeze picked up Melody's song and carried it all across the meadow. The animals who were far away heard the happy tune and started to follow the sound. Little by little, the meadow filled with friends who wanted to sing and dance together. They hopped, twirled, and laughed as Melody's melody made their hearts feel warm and light. Even the shyest animals found courage to join the fun because the music made everyone feel like one big family. As the day went on, Melody's song grew even more magical. Her melody filled the meadow with happiness so bright that even the flowers seemed to dance in the breeze. Everyone sang together, their voices blending like a sparkling rainbow in the sky. When the sun started to set, the friends sat together, feeling happy and cozy, thankful for the lovely day. Melody chirped softly one last time, promising to sing again tomorrow and bring the meadow alive with her friendly melody. The Happy Red Crossbill's Song. High up in the tall pine trees of the sunny forest lived Coco, the happy red crossbill. Every morning, Coco would stretch his wings, fluff his bright red feathers, and sing the sweetest, happiest song. His song was special because his beak was just the right shape to open pine cones and also to make beautiful music. As Coco sang, the sunlight danced through the leaves and the forest seemed to smile along with him. One day, while Coco was singing, a curious squirrel stopped nibbling an acorn and listened. Soon, a fluffy rabbit twitched its nose and hopped closer, enchanted by the happy song. Even a shy little deer peeked out from behind a tree to hear the music. Coco's song was so joyful that it made everyone in the forest want to smile and feel happy too. Excited by his new audience, Coco chirped even louder and added happy little whistles. The squirrel clapped its tiny paws, the rabbit hopped in time, and the deer swayed gently to the rhythm. Soon, butterflies began to flutter all around, joining the happy forest concert. Coco's song had turned into a magical melody that brought all his friends together in a wonderful forest celebration. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with soft pinks and oranges, Coco finished his song with a happy trill. All the animals cheered and thanked him for sharing such a beautiful tune. From that day on, whenever the forest needed a smile, Coco the happy red crossbill would sing his joyful song, reminding everyone that happiness is best when shared with friends. The Happy Balloon of Imagination. One sunny morning, Mia found a shiny balloon tied to a park bench. But this was no ordinary balloon. It sparkled with all the colors of the rainbow and smiled at her with twinkling eyes. Mia giggled and said, "Hello, happy balloon." Suddenly, the balloon floated up and gently tugged her hand. "Come with me," it seemed to say. Mia held on tight, and together they began to float up, up into the sky, ready for a magical adventure full of imagination. As they floated higher, the world below changed into a land of wonders. Trees grew candy canes, rivers flowed with sparkling lemonade, and friendly animals waved hello. Mia and the happy balloon drifted over a castle made of clouds where fluffy bunnies bounced happily. "This is the land of imagination," the balloon whispered. Mia laughed with delight, reaching out to touch a soft cloud bunny. Everything was so bright and fun, just like her dreams coming to life. Suddenly, the balloon bounced higher and higher, playfully spinning like a carousel. Mia felt her laughter bubble up as they twirled through sparkly rainbows and soft cotton candy clouds. "Hold on tight," the balloon giggled. They swooped past giggling stars and dancing moonbeams, feeling the magic of imagination all around. Mia knew that with her happy balloon, every day could be a new adventure filled with joy, wonder, and endless fun. As the sun began to set, the happy balloon gently floated back down to the park bench where their adventure began. Mia gave her balloon a big hug and whispered, "Thank you for the wonderful day." The balloon smiled warmly, glowing softly as it promised, "Whenever you want to imagine, I'll be here." Mia waved goodbye with a happy heart, knowing that her magical balloon of imagination would always be ready to take her on new, joyful journeys. The ABCs of Adventure. Once upon a time, in a sunny forest, there lived a curious little fox named Freddie. He loved to explore and dreamed of going on adventures. One bright morning, he found a magical book that said, "The ABCs of Adventure." With a wag of his fluffy tail, Freddie opened the book and jumped into his first adventure. A is for airplane. Freddie zoomed up high in the sky, feeling the wind rush through his fur. He waved to the fluffy clouds and spotted birds dancing below him. "This is so much fun," he squeaked as he soared through the bright blue air. B is for boat. Freddie splashed onto the sparkling ocean, where he hopped onto a colorful boat. The waves tickled his paws as he sailed to a treasure island. "Look at all the shimmering fish," he called out, giggling with joy. C is for cloud. Suddenly, Freddie found himself bouncing on soft, fluffy clouds. Up, and away he went, giggling as he danced with the stars. "I could bounce forever," he laughed, feeling as light as a feather. As Freddie explored the ABCs, he realized that every letter held a new adventure. With a big smile, he closed the magical book, ready for more discoveries. "Tomorrow, I'll find the D for dinosaur," he said, dreaming of all the fun yet to come. The Little Hand of Hannah. Once upon a time, in a sunny little town, there lived a girl named Hannah. Hannah had a special hand, a little hand that could draw the most wonderful pictures. With her crayons in hand, she would sit under her favorite tree and create colorful worlds full of giggles and smiles. One day, Hannah drew a fluffy bunny with big, floppy ears. She wished with all her heart for the bunny to hop out of her drawing. And just like magic, the bunny wiggled its nose and jumped right into her lap. "Thank you for bringing me to life," said the bunny with a cheerful grin. Hannah and the bunny, whom she named Binky, became the best of friends. They played hide and seek among the flowers, danced with the butterflies, and even made up silly songs. Every time Hannah drew something new, it would come to life, and their adventures grew more exciting. One sunny afternoon, Hannah decided to draw a huge rainbow. She wished for it to be the brightest ever. Suddenly, the sky filled with colors and the rainbow arched above them, sparkling and shimmering. "Let's slide down it," Binky exclaimed. Together, they climbed up and whooshed down the rainbow, laughing all the way. As the sun began to set, Hannah and Binky returned to their favorite tree. "Thank you for the best day ever," Hannah said, hugging her fluffy friend. And as she drew a picture of their adventures, she knew that with her little hand, every day could be magical. The Sport Squad of Friendship. One sunny morning, in a bright green meadow, 5 friends gathered to play. There was Benny the bunny, Tina the turtle, Freddie the fox, Sally the squirrel, and Poppy the puppy. They decided to make a team called the Sport Squad of Friendship. With a big red ball, a jump rope, and a frisbee, they were ready to have fun and help each other learn new games. First, Benny bounced the ball high and invited everyone to kick it gently. Tina tried her best, even though she was slow, and her friends cheered, "You can do it!" Next, Freddie showed how to jump rope, and Sally giggled as she tried to keep up. Poppy ran fast to catch the frisbee, and when she caught it, they all clapped happily. Suddenly, the frisbee flew too far and landed near a tall tree. Everyone wondered how to get it back. Benny had an idea. "Let's work together," he said. Tina climbed slowly but carefully. Sally helped by holding the branch, Freddie threw a stick to nudge the frisbee, and Poppy waited patiently below. With a little teamwork, the frisbee came back down safely. After their big adventure, the Sport Squad of Friendship sat in a circle, tired but happy. They shared smiles and said, "Playing together is the best." They learned that helping each other and trying new things made every game special. And from that day on, they always played as a team, with kindness and laughter filling the meadow. The Sun of Happiness. One sunny morning, little Mia woke up and saw something very special in the sky. It wasn't just any sun, it was the sun of happiness. This sun had a big, bright smile and twinkling eyes that shined with joy. Mia felt a warm, happy feeling inside her heart. She wondered, what makes the sun of happiness shine so brightly? So Mia decided to find out by spreading kindness all through her day. Mia started by sharing her toys with her little friend Benny. She gave him her favorite red ball, and Benny's smile grew wide and bright. The sun of happiness glowed a little stronger, as if it was happy too. Then Mia helped her mom carry a basket of apples, and the sun's warm rays danced playfully around her. Everywhere Mia went, kindness made the sun shine even more brightly. At the park, Mia saw a little bird with a hurt wing. She gently picked it up and sang a soft song to comfort it. The sun smiled bigger than ever and filled the whole park with golden light. Mia learned that when you care for others, the sun of happiness shines brighter and fills the world with warmth. She giggled and said, "Kindness is magic." And the sun laughed along, shining happily just for her. The brave little Saltmarsh Sparrow's Plume. In the heart of the Saltmarsh lived a tiny sparrow named Ja. She was small but full of curiosity. Every morning, Ja sang her sweet songs and dreamed of big adventures beyond the tall grasses and shimmering waters. Though she was little, her spirit was large, and she loved to explore the soft mud and flutter among the reeds with her friends. One day, dark clouds gathered quickly above the salt marsh. The wind picked up, and the water began to ripple and roar. Ja's friends hurried to find shelter, but the little sparrow noticed a shimmering plume caught in a bush. It sparkled with magical colors, glowing softly even under the cloudy sky. Curious and brave, Ja gently picked up the plume, feeling a warm, happy glow inside her heart. With the magical plume in her feathers, Ja felt braver than ever. She flew through the stormy marsh, helping her friends find safe spots. She guided a little frog to a cozy leaf and showed a crab how to hide beneath a rock. The plume sparkled with every flap of her wings, lighting the way and filling the salt marsh with hope. When the storm finally passed, the salt marsh was calm and bright again. Ja's friends cheered for their brave little sparrow. She smiled, proud of her new courage and the magic plume. From that day on, Ja knew that even the smallest bird could shine brightly and help others, just by being brave and kind. The Moon of Imagination. Once upon a time, in a quiet little village, there lived a curious girl named Luna. Every night, she would gaze at the moon, dreaming of all the adventures it could bring. One night, as she looked up, the moon began to shimmer and glow even brighter. "Oh, what if the moon could take me on an adventure?" she wondered, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Suddenly, a soft, fluttering sound caught her attention. Out from the shadows flew Oliver, a wise old owl with sparkling eyes. "Hello, Luna. The Moon of Imagination is waiting for you. Come, let's explore." With a flap of his wings, he invited her to follow him into the magical night. As they soared high into the sky, Luna spotted twinkling stars that danced and played. "Look," squeaked Felix, a playful little fox who joined them. "We can make wishes on the stars. What do you wish for?" Luna closed her eyes tightly and wished for endless adventures and laughter. With each wish, the stars twinkled brighter until they transformed into colorful stories swirling around them. "See those stories?" Oliver hooted. "They are your imagination coming to life." Luna felt a rush of happiness as she danced among the tales of brave knights, silly animals, and faraway lands. As dawn began to break, Luna realized it was time to return home. "Thank you, Oliver and Felix," she said with a big smile. "I will always remember the Moon of Imagination and the adventures we had." With a wave goodbye, she floated back down to her village, her heart filled with dreams and stories to share. The tiny turtle's slow and steady. Once upon a time in a sunny meadow, there lived a tiny turtle named Tiny. Tiny was not like the other animals. He was slow and steady. While Benny the bunny hopped and raced, and Sammy the squirrel dashed up trees, Tiny took his time, enjoying every little thing around him. "Why are you so slow, Tiny?" the others would giggle. But Tiny just smiled and kept strolling along. One day, while Tiny was exploring, he found a beautiful, sparkling flower. "Wow!" he exclaimed, "look at all the colors." Just then, Leela the ladybug flew by and landed on the flower. "Hello, Tiny. I've never seen you here before," she chirped. "I was too busy racing to notice this lovely flower," said Leela, fluttering her wings. Tiny smiled and said, "Sometimes slow and steady helps us find magic in the meadow." As the days went by, Tiny Turtle continued to explore. He discovered hidden paths, sparkling streams, and even made friends with a wise old owl who told him stories of the stars. "You see, Tiny," said the owl, "being slow allows you to see things that others might miss." Tiny nodded, feeling proud of his slow and steady ways. One sunny afternoon, Tiny decided to join a race with his friends. He wasn't the fastest, but he kept going, slow and steady. As the other animals zoomed ahead, Tiny spotted all the wonders along the way. He saw the butterflies dancing, the flowers swaying, and even helped a lost ladybug find its way home. When Tiny finally crossed the finish line, his friends cheered. "You did it, Tiny!" they exclaimed. Tiny smiled, knowing he had enjoyed every moment of the journey. From that day on, all the animals learned to appreciate the beauty of being slow and steady. They realized that sometimes the best adventures happen when you take your time. And Tiny Turtle, he continued to explore the meadow, making new friends and discovering magic wherever he went. The Little Athlete of Lily and Leah. Once upon a sunny day, in a backyard full of flowers, lived a little girl named Lily and her best friend, Leo the dog. Lily loved to play outside, and so did Leo. One day, she had a bright idea. "Let us be athletes today," she exclaimed. With a big smile, she grabbed her soccer ball, and Leo wagged his tail in agreement. They were ready for an adventure. First, Lily kicked the soccer ball across the grass. "Go, Leo, catch it," she shouted. Leo sprinted after the ball, his ears flapping in the wind. Together, they played and laughed with Lily cheering, "You're the best soccer player, Leo." They ran back and forth, having the greatest time, feeling like real athletes. Next, Lily said, "Let's try jumping rope." She picked up the rope and started swinging it around. "Jump, Leo, jump," she giggled. Leo jumped high, trying to hop over the rope, but sometimes he tangled up. "You're a funny athlete, Leo," Lily laughed. They both fell to the grass, giggling and rolling around. Finally, they decided to have a race. "On your mark, get set, go," Lily shouted. They raced to the big tree at the end of the yard. Leo ran as fast as he could, but Lily was quick too. When they reached the tree, they both flopped down, panting and giggling. "We did it," said Lily. "You're the fastest dog ever." As the sun began to set, Lily hugged Leo tightly. "Today was the best day ever," she said. They learned that it didn't matter if they won or lost, but that they had fun together. And with that thought, they both lay under the big tree, watching the clouds drift by, dreaming of their next adventure as little athletes. The happy grasshopper sparrow's chirp. In a sunny meadow, there lived a happy little grasshopper sparrow named Chirpy. Chirpy loved to sing the sweetest chirps that made all the flowers dance and the butterflies flutter with joy. Every morning, Chirpy would hop from leaf to leaf, singing his cheerful song to wake up the sleepy world. One bright day, Chirpy woke up and tried to sing, but oh no, his special chirp was missing. Worried but hopeful, Chirpy decided to go on an adventure to find his chirp again. As Chirpy hopped through the meadow, he met a friendly bunny named Binky. Binky had big, soft ears and loved to listen to songs. Chirpy told Binky about his missing chirp, and Binky smiled, saying, "Let's find it together." They bounced along the soft grass, asking the buzzing bees and the twinkling fireflies if they had seen Chirpy's chirp. Everyone shook their heads but cheered Chirpy on, making him feel braver with every step. Suddenly, a colorful butterfly named Bella fluttered by, singing a sweet tune. Chirpy felt a tickle in his throat and tried to chirp along, but still, his special sound was missing. Bella smiled and said, "Sometimes your chirp is not just in your beak, but in the happiness you share." Chirpy thought about all the smiles and laughter he had given to his friends. Then, with a joyful heart, he chirped a little tune, soft but full of happiness. To Chirpy's surprise, his little chirp grew louder and brighter. The flowers swayed happily, the butterflies danced, and even the shy ladybugs joined in the celebration. Chirpy realized that his chirp had never really left. It was inside him all along, growing stronger whenever he shared joy with his friends. From that day on, Chirpy chirped happily every morning, filling the meadow with music and smiles, knowing the best chirp is the one that comes from the heart. The friendly seahorse's tale. Deep beneath the sparkling waves lived Sammy, a friendly little seahorse with the most special tail in the whole ocean. His tail wasn't just colorful, it could swirl and sparkle like magic. Every day, Sammy loved to explore the coral gardens and say hello to his ocean friends, always ready to help with a smile and a twirl of his tail. One sunny morning, Sammy heard a tiny cry. It was Tina the tiny turtle, stuck in a tangle of seaweed. Sammy swished his magical tail, and with a gentle whirl, the seaweed untwisted and freed Tina. "Thank you, Sammy," Tina smiled, her eyes shining with joy. Sammy felt happy knowing his tail could help friends in need. As the day went on, Sammy's tail helped more friends. He painted pictures in the sand for shy starfish and made bubbly dances for giggling clownfish. Everywhere Sammy went, his magical tail brought laughter and light, making the ocean a happier place for everyone beneath the waves. When night came, Sammy's tail glowed softly, lighting up the dark ocean like a tiny lantern. His friends gathered around, feeling safe and warm under the twinkling light. Sammy realized that being kind and using his special tail made the whole ocean shine brighter, and that was the greatest magic of all. Sharing is caring with Lily and Leah. Once upon a sunny day, in a cheerful little park, there lived a girl named Lily. She had a best friend named Leo, who was a big, fluffy lion. They loved to play together. But sometimes, Lily would keep her toys all to herself. One day, while playing with her red ball, she noticed Leo looking a bit sad. "What's wrong, Leo?" she asked. "I wish I could play with the ball too," Leo sighed. Lily thought for a moment and then had a brilliant idea. "How about we share the ball? We can play together." Leo's eyes sparkled with joy. "Really? That sounds fun." Lily smiled and rolled the ball to Leo. As they played, they laughed and ran around together, kicking the ball back and forth. Soon, other friends joined in and they all shared their toys. They had so much fun. Lily realized that sharing made playtime even better. She said, "Sharing is caring." From that day on, Lily and Leo always shared their toys. They learned that sharing brought them closer and made their adventures even more exciting. And whenever they played, they remembered that sharing is truly caring. The Sailing Ship of Sally and Sam. Once upon a time, on a sunny morning, Sally and Sam found a magical sailing ship by the shore. The ship was bright yellow with blue stripes and had the shiniest sails you could ever see. "Let's go on an adventure," shouted Sally, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Sam grinned and put on his captain's hat. They climbed aboard, ready to sail into the sparkling sea. As they sailed, the waves danced around them, and Sally waved to a friendly dolphin jumping beside the ship. "Hello, dolphin," she called. The dolphin flipped and splashed, as if saying hello back. Sam laughed and pointed to a cluster of colorful fish swimming below. "Look, Sally, there are rainbow fish." They both giggled as the fish twinkled like jewels in the water. Suddenly, they spotted something shiny on the horizon. "What could that be?" wondered Sam. As they sailed closer, they discovered a treasure chest floating on the water. "Let's open it," said Sally, her heart racing with joy. They gently pulled the chest onto their ship and opened it wide. Inside, they found sparkling seashells, glittering jewels, and a magical map. With the magical map, Sally and Sam knew they could explore even more adventures. They sailed back to the shore, their hearts filled with joy and dreams of future journeys. "What will we find next time?" asked Sam, as they hopped off the ship, holding their treasure tight. "The world is full of wonders," replied Sally, grinning from ear to ear. The Excited Little Elephant. Once upon a time, in a lush green jungle, there lived an excited little elephant named Ellie. Ellie had the biggest ears you could ever imagine, and they flapped in the breeze whenever she got excited. Today was special because Ellie was going to explore the jungle with her friends. She trumpeted with joy, "Hooray! Let's go on an adventure." As Ellie wandered through the jungle, she met her friend Max, the mischievous monkey. "Let's swing from the trees," Max shouted, jumping from one branch to another. Ellie giggled and tried to jump, but she was much too big. Instead, she encouraged Max, "You go first, I'll watch and cheer." Max swung high and low, making Ellie laugh out loud. After some swinging fun, Ellie and Max came across Tilly, the wise old turtle. Tilly was sunbathing on a rock, enjoying the warm sun. "What a lovely day for an adventure," she said with a smile. Ellie nodded and said, "It is. Join us, Tilly." Tilly chuckled. "Oh, I might be slow, but I can bring my wisdom to your adventure." The three friends continued their journey until they stumbled upon a sparkling river. The water danced under the sunlight, and colorful fish swam happily. "Let's splash!" Ellie exclaimed excitedly. They all jumped into the water, splashing and laughing, creating waves of joy. "This is the best adventure ever," Ellie squealed, her heart full of happiness. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, Ellie realized something important. "The best part of our adventure is sharing it with friends," she said. Max and Tilly nodded in agreement. They all hugged, feeling grateful for their day of fun and laughter. Together, they promised to have more adventures because every day was a chance to share joy. The Happy Northern Cardinal's Crest. Ruby the Northern Cardinal loved her bright red crest. Every morning, she would sing a happy song from the top of the tallest tree. Her shiny feathers sparkled in the sunlight, and all the forest friends smiled when they saw her. Ruby felt very proud and joyful because her crest made her feel special. One windy day, a sudden breeze blew through the forest. Whoosh! A few of Ruby's crest feathers floated gently away like tiny red leaves. Ruby blinked in surprise and felt a little worried. "Where did my feathers go?" she chirped softly. She decided to follow the breeze and find her lost feathers. Ruby's friends joined her on the adventure. Sammy, the squirrel, scampered along the branches, and Bella the bunny hopped beside her. Even Blue, the tiny bluebird, flew overhead to look out for the feathers. Together, they searched under bushes, behind trees, and near the sparkling stream. After a fun day of searching, Ruby found her feathers caught on a soft patch of moss. She smiled brightly, feeling happy inside and out. "Thank you, friends," she sang. She learned that even if her crest feathers floated away, her happiness and friends made her shine the most. Three Little Pigs' Big Day. One sunny morning, the three little pigs woke up with big smiles. Today was their big day to have an adventure together. "Let's each plan a surprise," said Piggy Straw. "I'll make a yummy picnic." Piggy Stick wagged his tail happily and said, "I'll build a fun obstacle course." Piggy Brick nodded, "And I'll set up a cozy story corner." With a hop, skip, and a jump, they started their busy day full of excitement and joy. Piggy Straw spread out a big, colorful blanket under a shady tree and laid out tasty sandwiches, juicy fruits, and sweet berry juice. "This picnic will be perfect," she giggled. Nearby, Piggy Stick arranged sticks into fun hurdles and tunnels, making a playful obstacle course. "Ready, set, jump," he cheered, as Piggy Brick carefully placed pillows and blankets to create a cozy story corner full of warm light and soft cushions. Soon, the three little pigs began their big day together. They played leap and hop through the obstacle course, laughed as they nibbled their picnic treats, and snuggled close in the story corner to hear Piggy Brick's magical tales. The sun started to set, painting the sky with pinks and oranges. "What a wonderful day," they said, hugging each other tightly. Their big day wasn't just about surprises, it was about being together, sharing joy and friendship. The Friends of Sunny Street. Once upon a time, on a sunny little street, lived three best friends, Benny the bunny, Tilly the tortoise, and Sammy the squirrel. Benny loved to hop high in the air. Tilly took her time, slowly exploring every flower. Sammy, with his fluffy tail, dashed around collecting acorns. Together, they made Sunny Street the happiest place in the world. Every morning, they would meet under the big oak tree to plan their adventures. One day, they decided to have a treasure hunt. Benny said, "Let's find the biggest acorn in the park." Tilly nodded with her wise eyes, and Sammy squeaked, "I'll race you there." Off they went, hopping, crawling, and dashing down Sunny Street, searching high and low. They peeked behind bushes, under rocks, and even in the pond. Suddenly, Benny spotted something shiny under a big, leafy tree. "Look!" he shouted. They all rushed over, and there it was, a huge, glittering acorn. They cheered, jumping with joy. "This is the best treasure ever!" Sammy exclaimed. They decided to share it, making it a symbol of their friendship. From that day on, the Friends of Sunny Street knew that the best treasures were not just shiny acorns, but the adventures they shared together. Every day was a new chance to explore, laugh, and make memories. And as the sun set, they promised to always be the best of friends, no matter what adventures lay ahead. The Little River of Rachel and Ryan. Once upon a time, in a sunny little village, there lived two best friends named Rachel and Ryan. One day, they decided to explore the nearby forest. As they wandered through the trees, they heard a soft giggling sound. Curious, they followed the sound until they stumbled upon a sparkling little river. It danced and sparkled in the sunlight, and the water seemed to be laughing. Rachel leaned over the river and whispered, "Hello, little river, why are you laughing?" To their surprise, the river bubbled even more and replied, "I giggle because I carry dreams and wishes." "What is your dream?" Ryan thought for a moment and said, "I wish for a grand adventure." Rachel nodded eagerly, "Me too. Let's see where you take us." With a splash, the river began to swirl around them, lifting them gently into the air. Rachel and Ryan giggled as they floated above the trees. Below them, they saw a world filled with colorful flowers, dancing butterflies, and friendly animals waving hello. They felt joyful and free, soaring through the sky on their magical adventure. Finally, the river gently brought them back to the riverbank. "Thank you, little river," they shouted together. The river giggled again. "Remember, your dreams can take you anywhere. Just believe." Rachel and Ryan smiled at each other, knowing they would always treasure this magical day and the friendship they shared. The Happy Harrier's Glide. Once upon a time, high above the tallest trees, there lived a happy harrier hawk named Harry. He loved to glide through the air, spreading his wings wide and feeling the soft breeze beneath him. Every morning, Harry would fly up to the sun, and he would feel like the happiest bird in the whole wide world. But sometimes, he would look down at his friends on the ground and wonder what they were doing. "I wish I could share my gliding with them," he thought, peering down at the colorful forest below. One sunny day, Harry had an idea. "I will invite my friends for a glide," he chirped excitedly. He zipped down to the forest floor where Benny the bunny was hopping around. "Benny, do you want to join me for a gliding adventure?" asked Harry. Benny's eyes sparkled with joy. "Oh, yes, I would love to," he exclaimed. Soon, they found Leela the ladybug and Ollie the owl, who were both thrilled to join Harry in the sky. Harry taught his friends how to spread their wings. With a gentle swoosh, he soared up into the sky, and Benny hopped along the hilltop, trying to jump high. "You can do it, Benny," cheered Leela, fluttering her tiny wings. Finally, with a big leap, Benny soared into the air, gliding alongside Harry. Ollie flapped his wings and joined in too. They all laughed and shrieked with joy as they glided over the treetops, feeling the wind tickle their feathers. As they glided, they saw all the wonders of the forest from above. They spotted sparkling rivers, colorful flowers, and even a family of deer playing in the meadow. "Look how beautiful everything is," Harry exclaimed. The friends laughed and played in the sky, sharing their happiness and friendship. They realized that gliding was even better when they were together. Finally, as the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, Harry and his friends landed softly on a hilltop. "Thank you for the best adventure ever," said Benny, his eyes twinkling. "Gliding is so much more fun with friends." Harry smiled, feeling warm inside. From that day on, the happy Harrier and his friends glided together every chance they got, sharing laughter and adventures under the bright blue sky. The lazy days of summer. One bright summer morning, Benny the bunny woke up feeling extra sleepy. The sun was shining warmly through the leaves of the big oak tree outside his cozy burrow. Today was a perfect day for being lazy and enjoying the slow rhythm of summer. Benny stretched his little paws, yawned a big bunny yawn, and decided to spend the day just relaxing under his favorite shady tree. The gentle breeze made the leaves dance, and the sunlight sprinkled playful shadows all around. As Benny rested, colorful butterflies began to flutter by, curious about the sleepy bunny. He watched them with wide eyes, fascinated by their bright wings and gentle movements. Slowly, Benny reached out a paw and giggled when one butterfly landed softly on his nose. The lazy day suddenly felt full of tiny adventures wrapped in peaceful moments. Benny smiled, feeling happy just being still and watching the world around him. After a little while, Benny hopped down to the cool creek nearby. The water sparkled in the sunlight, inviting him to splash and play. Benny dipped his paws in the refreshing water and giggled as little fish swam by. He lay back on the soft grass by the creek, watching fluffy clouds drift slowly across the bright blue sky. The lazy days of summer were perfect for taking breaks, dreaming big dreams, and feeling the warm sun on his fur. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with soft pinks and oranges, Benny felt sleepy once again. He curled up under the big oak tree, the butterflies resting nearby, and the gentle sounds of summer all around him. Lazy days are the best days, Benny thought with a happy sigh. And with that, he closed his eyes, dreaming of more warm, slow, and magical summer moments to come.